You already know, man. This is the Unsanctioned podcast. We're now being sanctioned over your airwaves. Let's get it.
Gotta bring the city back. Let me know we still here. Never gonna stop. Keep rolling like a wheelchair. Can't be shook. You know the wolf smell fear. Throw him in the trunk. Turn your man.
Welcome to a really special edition of Unsanctioned. I'm Luis Vasquez. You can follow me on Twitter at LuisVasquez617.
This is Jay Holland. You can follow me at JOCity, JAYOCITY. Listen on Facebook at that 781 at the end.
And I'm Julio June.
Fly like an eagle.
All right, as always, the Eagle has landed, meaning Julio June is in the house.
Yo.
If you ever want to communicate with us, just shoot us an email, unsanctionedpodcast@gmail.com, and follow us on Twitter at unsanctionedpw, and the same goes for Facebook, right,
Yep,
Jay?
Unsanctioned
Okay.
PW.
So today, like I said, is a really special edition of
Excellent.
Unsanctioned.
Excellent.
Jay, take it away.
It's an excellent edition. I mean, so much that we should be the excellence of execution when it comes to this.
This episode's going to be the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
Interesting. Maybe Slammy Award winning.
Corniness level right now is 11 out of 10. I love it. I love it.
I mean, but without further ado, we have wrestling royalty,
A queen.
Queen of Hearts, Queen of the Ring. Never mind just Queen of Hearts. If you guys know, she's been in every main wrestling match for every women's title there in that organization. She's uplifted that division, and to say otherwise is just crying shame.
Yeah, one-time Divas champion, one-time SmackDown Women's champion.
And she has a chance on Sunday to do it again. So we are super honored to announce what you already saw in the headline. We have Natalya here from WWE on Unsanctioned.
Well, Natty. Clash of Champions this Sunday, Boston, Massachusetts. Lumberjack match versus the Queen herself. Tell us about it.
Are you ready?
Charlotte likes to call herself the Queen, but let's just say I was the original Queen of Hearts until she
I love it.
until she tried to steal my moniker. I'm sort of kidding, kind of, not really, but
No, you have to be competitive, rightfully so.
You were there first.
You were there
Exactly.
first. All right. This is happening. This is happening. So keep that competitive edge up. Tell us a little bit about your strategy.
I'm excited for Sunday. I was just like, whenever I have a big match, I always try to watch lots of tapes, and I try to find inspiration in all sorts of things. And it's funny because I'm a huge fan of UFC, and I was watching UFC last Saturday, and I was really inspired by one of the competitors. And I won't get into names, that way I don't look like I'm picking favorites, but I was like, oh my gosh, I want to do that submission in this match. So anywho, I am going to definitely try some new things, and I love the challenge of a huge match. There's so much pressure, and I was saying to someone the other day, I was like, I think it was John Laurinaitis backstage. Everybody knows him as Johnny Ace, but I was talking to him about some strategy for my match at Clash, and I was saying, like, I love working under pressure. I really, really love competing under pressure. It's what makes me good.
Mm-hmm. What about getting ready for a big match like this? Do you have a pre-match ritual that you usually do? Does it differ from your regular day-to-day basis for matches?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things I do to get ready for my championship matches is I try to schedule a day at the Performance Center, a day that I can talk strategy with different coaches there. Sarah Del Rey is somebody that I talk to a lot about strategy for championship matches. She's one of the head trainers at the Performance Center, but she's certainly been a huge help in many of the in many of the matches I've had against Charlotte Flair. She obviously helped train Charlotte, and she's somebody that I used to wrestle with on the independent scene. So I like to go down to the PC, and I find that really helps kind of ground me and gives me a lot of ideas and inspiration. And when I see a lot of the up-and-coming talent training there, I just get inspired. And I like to feel inspired before I compete, especially for big matches like this championship match at Clash.
Now, Natty, we just mentioned this Sunday, Clash of the Champions, live from Boston, only on the WWE Network. You are taking on Charlotte. The added element in this match that makes it different from your other matches is we're going to have some women outside of the ring who can possibly get involved in this match. Does that bring you any fear? Does that give you an advantage? What do you think about that?
Well, it's actually really fun. I mean, it's scary because if I find my way outside that ring, I'm sure you could expect me to get attacked, being a bad girl on WWE television. But think it's really exciting to think about, the possibilities, because I've wrestled Charlotte under so many different circumstances. And what's really cool about my feud with Charlotte is that obviously it started in 2014 at the TakeOver. May 29th, 2014, we had our first real competitive match, and people still to this day talk about that match I had with Charlotte at NXT TakeOver, and they think, wow, that was something that really was a spoke in the wheel of the women's revolution, because it was a really pivotal moment for her career and also for mine. And I've faced her for every single championship in the WWE. I've faced her for the Women's Championship on Raw, the Divas Championship, the NXT Women's Championship, and for the SmackDown Women's Championship. So we are the only women who have ever faced each other for all 4 championships. But the tables have been turned, because before, when I was feuding with her, she was the villain. She was the bad girl. And now I'm sort of in the role of the villain, and it's different. The tables have turned, and I've made her fight for everything that she has right now. So it's cool. But I always like to keep on, continuing to make things fresh and exciting, and that's what the Lumberjack match does. It really adds this different element, especially with our new additions on the SmackDown Live roster in the Riot Squad.
Now, Natty, you just mentioned something. You just mentioned your match with Charlotte back at NXT TakeOver in 2014. Charlotte has actually, in interviews, said that match, she credits that match with bringing her game up and putting her at the level that she's at now. How does that make you feel, knowing that here's a fierce competitor of yours also giving you credit?
I mean, it's a great feeling, because Charlotte and I have this undeniable chemistry, and
Certainly.
Charlotte is. I absolutely love competing against her, because we both bring out the best in each other, and that's really what the women's movement and the women's evolution in WWE and ultimately the revolution in WWE is all about, is lifting each other up. Whether we're playing, we obviously play characters on TV, but we laugh, we cry, we're competitive. We have moments where we are good, we're bad, we're everything in between. But at the end of the day, when I think about my body of work and some of the most special moments in my career, Charlotte is a part of a lot of them. And it was so cool to be able to help her find herself within the WWE and help her realize that she is a contender. And one of the first conversations that I ever had with Charlotte was, she was, before we ever had our match at TakeOver, the very first time I met her, she told me that she didn't feel like she was good enough, that she was pretty enough, that she was thin enough, that she was athletic enough, that she didn't feel like she was enough to be the best in the WWE. And this was before she really had done anything in the ring. And I told her, I said, when I first was in WWE developmental, when I was new and just kind of finding my way, I had all those same doubts, because both of us come from this incredible lineage, with myself and the Hart family and herself and her father, Ric Flair, being, one of the greatest of all time. And, I think about my family, and my family is, with Bret Hart, Owen Hart, the British Bulldog, my father, Jim Neidhart, my grandfather, Stu Hart. We have a little dynasty of people that have been, revered in the wrestling world. So we both have these big shoes to fill. But I told Charlotte, I said, I wish I knew then what I know now, because we're blazing the trail as far as being women in the WWE, and that as much as I want to honor my dad and my uncles and my grandfather, I'm blazing my own trail as a woman. And I had to kind of remind her that she was doing the same. So it's really special working with her, and we just always bring out the best in each other, and we're both just so competitive. We want to win. We really, really want to win.
Now, Natalya, as you mentioned, it's interesting, because with the women lumberjack matches, if you find yourself outside the ring, it's basically fair game, especially with the introduction of the Riot Squad now, and they seem to be ruffling some feathers over there on SmackDown Live. Tell me, what are some of your expectations with this newer generation of women wrestlers and the revolution you guys sparked? It ultimately may seem that you ladies, you women, may eventually be able to have a Royal Rumble match of your own, and I think that'll be something that'll be interesting to see.
Please do. Please.
Oh, so you're saying, like, what do I think about the possibility of doing like a Royal Rumble?
Yes.
Oh, I think it would be incredible. I think it's something that we've been waiting for so long to do. And I think that we definitely have enough women from the past, present, and future of WWE to do something like that. I mean, we look at Raw, and we have 3 new additions on Raw: the returning of Paige, Mandy, and Sonya.
Deville.
And I call her Daria, but you know, those 3 girls on Raw, and then we have obviously the debut of the Riot Squad, and you have 6 new additions. So we have about 20 girls between Raw and SmackDown. And then you look at women from the past. I mean, I think it'd be incredible to have some women come back for a really special moment, like something at the Rumble. You know, like if there was to be a first ever Women's Royal Rumble, it would be so cool to see someone of the caliber of Beth Phoenix come back and to do something really special in the ring. And, you know, obviously the women at NXT. There are so many talented girls at NXT. I was watching it last night with my husband, and we both are obsessed with watching anything and everything WWE because we don't get enough of it at work. But
That's right.
We're like legitimately walking advertisements for the network because my dad comes over. He wants to watch his old matches. We turn on his old matches with the British Bulldogs, and that's what he loves to watch over and over and over again, give us commentary. And my husband loves watching NXT. It's his favorite show. And so I love, like, girls I love at NXT and that I would love to see come up on the main roster or be a part of, if there was ever to be a female Royal Rumble. I'd love to see Ember Moon. I'd love to see Billie Kay and Peyton. And, gosh, I'm just trying to think. There's several down there that I think are really, really talented. And I don't want to leave anyone out, but there's just, I love Shayna. And, you know, I know she's about to make her debut in NXT, but there's just so many great girls. So I think it's definitely around the corner. I think it's something that we're more than capable of doing in the WWE, and it's another again, spoke in the wheel of what this incredible women's revolution is within the company, and how we're only evolving more and more each year.
Now, as we mentioned, you know, we alluded to, hopefully, and it does happen, the Women's Royal Rumble. We've seen women's Hell in a Cell matches. We've seen the Lumberjack matches. Tell me, if there is one match that you would love to headline, with it being, I guess you could say, whether it be, you know, a ladder match or things of that nature, what kind of match would it be, and who would be your dream opponent for it?
Gosh, I mean, I've been really lucky to have an incredible body of work. I look at, I was at Hell in a Cell, I surpassed Trish Stratus's record of having the most pay-per-view matches of any woman in WWE history. And I was a part of the first ever women's table match. I was a part of the first ever women's ladder match. I was a part of the first ever Divas Championship match against Michelle McCool when they introduced that championship. I was a part of the first ever SmackDown Live Women's Championship match. And I've just been a part of so many incredible things, like moments in the WWE. And I think what would be so cool to be a part of is part of the first ever main event for women at WrestleMania. And I think that is something that all the girls are working really hard towards. Because, you know, we've seen, not that I wouldn't love to be a part of it, but even last month, I had the privilege and the honor of being a part of Starrcade in Greensboro, and it was a live event for the WWE. It wasn't televised, but it was so cool because it was the first cage match I've ever been in. And it was just really an epic moment. And I was in there with Charlotte Flair, and Ric Flair was backstage, and there was just this vibe of, like, I don't know, just this tradition. And obviously Starrcade is, you know, something that was really special to Rick. But I had never been in a cage before, so it was just this, like, incredible moment for me to do that. But something that we've never done before as women in the WWE is headline WrestleMania. And so I know that many of the girls have brought that up, but I would be foolish not to say that that's something that I'd really, really like to do. And it would be cool to be a part of it with women from the past, present, and future of the WWE, women who are about to make their debut, a few that are in NXT that are incredible, women on our main roster, or women from our past. Like I said, Beth Phoenix. Michelle McCool was one of my all-time favorite opponents that I've been in the ring with. She brought out some of my best matches. She was part of that women's tables match that I talked about when I was the Divas champion, and she was actually part of the match. You know, I defeated her and Layla to become the Divas champion. So there's women from the past, again, present and future, that I would love to be a part of WrestleMania with. And, I'm very biased, but Beth Phoenix is my best friend. She's in the best shape of her life. She looks like $1,000,000. So I would certainly love to reunite May and Moolah at WrestleMania with her.
That'd be great to see. So, obviously to be in WWE for the most part, you need to look the part, and you kill the hair game. I love the hair game. It's great. I need to ask about one style specifically, which is the cat ears. What inspired that? Like, how and who brought that into fruition? How did that become a thing?
If you can't tell, he watches Total Divas as well.
Well, we got to plug that. I'm going that direction.
I suddenly realized that I was like, I like trying different hairstyles, and we have a girl, one of our top makeup artists at WWE that's always there Mondays and Tuesdays, Relinda. She was like, one day she's like, we should do little space buns. So I was like, yeah, that'd be cool. I could do half up, half down like Ariana Grande, and then do space buns. And and so she did these little space buns, and I walked past Triple H backstage, and Triple H said, he goes, those look like cat ears. He's like, those are cool. They look like cat ears. And I thought that was so funny that he took notice. I didn't even think or plan to have my little space buns on the top of my head looking like cat ears. And then Triple H pointed it out. And I was like, you know what? That's cool. He noticed that. I mean, he's a guy, and he noticed that they looked like cat ears. So I kept on doing it. And then one of the guys that is in charge of the merchandise for WWE, he's like, have you ever thought about doing cat ears? Like little headbands for girls? And I thought, that's so marketable for little girls. Like, I know I've been doing the space buns, but I was like, that'd be kind of cool. So I've been kind of wearing the cat ears, and people know, especially following me on Instagram and Twitter, they know I love my cat. So I think, we can identify with that inner crazy cat lady. So if people see me on TV, they kind of like go, yeah, I can relate to Natty, because I'm a little bit of a crazy cat lady too.
All right, we'll wrap it up with this. Natty, this Sunday at the Clash, in addition to your match, we have tons of other great action taking place live on the WWE Network. What's one match that you're excited to see yourself?
Gosh, there is such an incredible lineup on Sunday. I mean, Clash of Champions is going to be it's going to be awesome. I mean, one of the best matches I've ever seen Jinder Mahal have was the night that he lost the championship to AJ Styles. I told Jinder, I said that was the best match. That was her best match. And so I'm really, really looking forward to seeing Jinder versus AJ Styles. I think that's going to be amazing. I think AJ Styles brings out the best in every person that he works with. But I'm also really, really curious to see what's going to happen with Randy Orton and Nakamura versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, because as you know, if Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn lose, they can no longer work in the WWE. So there's a lot at stake. And of course, you have two really high-profile superstars in Randy Orton and Nakamura. So you're thinking, for me, I'm like, well, I don't see Randy Orton or Nakamura losing. But then you have this other element in that match with Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan as referees, and they're both going to be refereeing the match. So it's a really unique dynamic. There's this odd stipulation. Somebody's going to lose. There's a potential of somebody losing their job out of it.
Yeah.
And then you obviously have Shane and Bryan. So and Shane is a really dynamic. I mean, even backstage, Shane is just a really unique person. He's like, who else do you know that could survive a helicopter crash? And he walked in the next week after the helicopter crash and was like, looked like he just come from a spa day. And
Unreal.
Well,
and so
Natty,
I said to Shane, I'm like, you are crazy. But yeah, so I'm really, really excited about that. So I can't wait to see what happens with all that.
Well, Natty, we want to thank you very much. WWE Clash of Champions on the WWE Network this Sunday in Boston, Massachusetts. It's going to be a great one. We have Natalya going against Charlotte Flair, lumberjack match. I got my money on Natalya.
Me too, not just because she's on the line.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Natalya. I'll wear my cat ears. I got you.
Yeah, please do.
All right, thank you.
All right, you guys go. I hope you have a great night.
You too. Good luck on Sunday. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Thanks, guys.
Fellas, wow. What an interview.
Natalya, baby.
Natalya Neidhart, the queen of hearts herself.
She was super cool. Like the person you see on TV.
Cooler than when we encountered her the first time.
Right, when she came to Boston.
Yeah.
She was top-notch, professional, and down-to-earth at the same time. People like that, true winners.
And
so we'll see on Sunday.
I'm excited to see what her strategy is. I'm really excited to see what that submission is that she hopes to pull out in that match with Charlotte. Hopefully we'll get to see it.
Yeah, that's true. I think she revealed something there.
I think she did. She
So
gave
we'll
a little
see.
bit of a secret, but
We'll
I
see
think
what it
that
is.
must mean she has something else up the other sleeve. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, I'm glad she's got a strategy down packed, ready to go.
I'm just saying, we bring out the best in everyone.
Unsanctioned. That's what we do.
Oh, man.
So thank you again to Natalya. Thank you again immensely to WWE for helping to make that happen.
Yes, yes, yes.
Tune in for only $9.99, right? I think- And
$9.99.
there's some promotions sometimes. You get like a month free, 3 months free sometimes is the latest one I saw. So pick up on that.
I
Take
ain't never
advantage.
seen 3 months free. I'm about to holler at WWE. Like, hold up, buddy.
Right.
I'm a dedicated member.
So pick that up. Pick that up.
Oh,
It beats
man.
the old pay-per-view days where you had to pay like $49.99 per
Yeah,
pay-per-view.
definitely.
Big time. So do you guys want to jump into some match predictions?
Of course, man.
right,
I
let's do
think
it.
we start off with the the pre-show. Mojo Rawley versus Zack Ryder. The hype bros are no more.
The Hype Bros are no more, and what a catastrophe.
Luis, I know
Oh,
that devastates you.
that is so super incredibly devastating.
Who you
Mr.
got?
Julio
Who you
Jr.
got between your favorite tag team of all time?
I've got Mojo Riley.
Mojo Rawley.
Mojo Riley.
Is he the Shawn Michaels of their tag team?
I almost thought I was contemplating my answer. I almost thought you said is he Shawn Michaels? Is he the next
He's the Shawn
Michaels?
Michaels of the Hype Bros, is what you're saying.
Of the Hype Bros. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm
guess.
gonna go Mojo Rawley too. Obviously, they're building towards his eminent.
Can we not crap on Marty Jannetty? He's a multi-time Intercontinental Champion and Tag Team Champion too.
We're not crabbing on him. We're not just talking about the roles.
But yeah, of course, I'm going Mojo. I mean, Zach, he never gets the push that we all think he should. You know what I mean? So I got Mojo as well. And then, we already know Bludgeon Brothers versus Breezango. I think that goes without saying, Bludgeon Brothers.
Absolutely, for sure. They're gonna crush him. It's gonna be somewhat of a squash match. I don't mean that in a rude way, but
I don't
that's
think
what we're gonna
it'll
see.
be a squash match.
I think it'll be entertaining,
I think we'll get a long match. The Brothers and Budgets will win.
but they need to get over. They're still in the process of that
But
wave.
if you've been with the Fashion Files thing, I think Breezango has left the jobber tag team area where they get beat quickly. They'll get beat.
Jay seems to disagree.
They'll get beat. They'll get beat, but it won't be a squash match. I don't think it'll be a squash match.
Barry Howard's had his day too in the sun. But
Not his day for 8 weeks in a row, though.
nah. But yeah,
Fashion Files has been a long running thing now.
yeah, and it's just gonna be like that, just vignettes. WWE's not gonna really push them just yet. I don't think they can.
Oh, no, they're going to get pushed. They're going to lose, but I think also with the Ascension being part of their Fashion Files thing, I think we could see them have a role in this match.
And we've seen the Ascension been on the Descension. So with that, we go to the next
right.
one. And we already talked about it. We know our predictions for the Women's Championship Lumberjack match. Mine's, like I said, I'm not changing it. I got Natalya. I think Natalya ekes this one back out. And I think it's a feud they carry out for a little bit.
I think so too. I agree, Jay. I hope that happens. Obviously, Charlotte is a power player of her own, but Natalya has something to prove in terms of the momentum she picked up with that the recent title run that we saw.
But if I may, I think Carmella cashes in. I think she cashes in.
I did not think about that.
I think she cashes in
Not think about that.
and holds that. Yeah, I think, yeah.
But okay,
Yeah, she cashes in.
That's a great vision of the future that I can definitely see. But does anyone stop her, being that it's a lumberjack match?
That's why I think she doesn't cash in. It's going to be difficult
Risky,
to cash in
risky.
with all those people around the ring.
I think she's one of the lumberjacks, of course.
Of course.
And I think she sees the opportunity when it's about that, like, both women are knocked down. And who knows, she might use the briefcase on someone before cashing it in. I think she cashes it in because if you notice the past couple weeks, she hasn't really been highlighted. Just saying.
I'm gonna go with Natty wins, but I do think it's gonna be some type of a schmoz. I don't know what exactly, but some type of a schmoz. It won't be clean.
Next up, we have the Tag Team Championship 4-way match with the Usos versus Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gamble versus The New Day and Rusev Day and Aiden English.
I think they have a shot. Rusev Day all day. No, I think Rusev and Aiden English have a shot because of the momentum they've been carrying. WWE is big on momentum. I see it happen.
I kind of agree with you, Luis. Partially because I want to see them do something with Rusev finally. But I
True.
think they got a shot. But I do also think I can see WWE carrying the Usos to the finish line all the way up to WrestleMania.
Honestly, I think Shelton Benjamin and Gable win, but I think
Right, I'm not
they
gonna
don't win
sleep on
clean.
them.
I don't think they win clean. I think I think one of them does it in a heelish manner because there's a lot of, like, although Rusev and English is supposed to be the heels, people are kind of backing him.
I think we're talking about the match of the night, though.
You think so?
I think we're talking about the match of the night.
I'm gonna reserve mine for a little match later. My match of the night will be coming up in this next segment, the United States Championship Triple Threat match. Baron Corbin, the champion.
Night? Really?
Yeah, Baron Corbin as the champion.
Mm-hmm.
The glorious one, Bobby Roode, and of course, my stable guy, Dolph Ziggler. And for this one, I think Dolph goes over.
Hey, we know who's looking up at the lights in this match.
Oh no! Oh no! Yeah, I think he's looking up after he's making the pin on his back like this. You know what I mean? Not that people can see what I was just doing, but I think Dolph. Wins this one.
I'm going with the glorious one.
You think?
I think so. In order to elevate him on SD Live, it's time for the next stage. He needs to go over in this match.
I'm going with Baron Corbin. And I'm saying this match is going to be disappointment of the night.
Oh, whoa. Pull no punches there. That brings us to the WWE Championship match. AJ Styles, the phenomenal one, versus the modern-day Maharaja, Jinder Mahal. Luis, who you got?
AJ Styles. I think AJ carries it into WrestleMania, and he's earned it. He's earned it. Yep. He carries it into WrestleMania.
Okay. Well,
that's what I think.
I think AJ wins. I mean, if we're going to piggyback off what you're saying, yes, he goes into WrestleMania, and which means I believe a SmackDown participant is going to win the Royal Rumble, and it may just be Nakamura. But we got predictions later for that. But I think AJ retains. He gets through Jinder and the Singh boys.
Simple. I'm just going to say AJ. I think WWE is finally done with their Jinder Mahal experiment.
In the main event, I think this and it's so much is going on in this tag team match right here. We have Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus Randy Orton and Shinsuke Nakamura with not only Shane McMahon as a special guest referee, Daniel Bryan as well. And I like how they're hinting at, they're just teasing a potential storyline with Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon. But overall,
true.
Yeah, I mean, we all know that stipulation. If Owens and Zayn loses, they're fired from WWE. Although I would love to see that because I think there'll be a creative way that they'll get back on TV. I just don't see them losing this match. I have Owens and Zayn winning.
Same.
With Daniel Bryan making the pin.
No, I do see them. I do see them losing. I could see them losing. Not that I do see them losing. I could see it happening. I could see it happening. The stakes are high for a reason because they want you to think, oh, that's not going to happen. But it can happen, and they'll build storylines around that and entertainment around that. Also, I'm glad to see Daniel Bryan back in the mix. Good for him. I think he was starting to look a little bored as GM, and now he actually gets a chance to interact inside the ring during a match. Not to say he's going to hit a few moves or take a few moves. I'm hearing rumors that he is preparing himself to take a bump, so keep an eye on that. But other than that, I think Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn losing the match is not a far-fetched idea.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go with Sami Owens and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn to win this match. I do think we'll see Daniel Bryan play a part. I do think we might see Daniel Bryan turn heel.
Ooh, I said he makes the pinfall, but that heel dynamic, interesting. Very interesting there. Oh, man. And I believe that wraps it up for our predictions, guys.
That's it. And again, a big thank you to WWE and to Natalya for appearing on Unsanctioned.
Oh, yes,
big thank
definitely.
You.
Thank you, Natty. Thank you so much.
Great insight.
Always the consummate professional.
Yes, sir. And yes, ma'ams out there. Tune into Clash of Champions
this Sunday,
WWE Network.
Sunday.
Right. If you're not hip, get your subscription.
And guys, you know where it's at.
$9.99.
You know where it's at. It's live in Boston, Massachusetts. And you know if it's in Boston, who's going to be there?
Of wrestling, Boston, Massachusetts.
Ooh, Luis. Ooh. That's a controversial topic. I agree with you. It's a controversial statement.
I'm just trying to put it over.
And who knows? Maybe
especially with Tokyo coming up. Oh my God.
Maybe you might see the Unsanctioned family.
Oh, there's no
you just might.
There's no maybe.
You
if it's in Boston, we're there.
You Unsanctioned family?
We'll be in the house.
Look for the Unsanctioned family live on the WWE
We'll be wearing our T-shirts
this
too.
Sunday.
Yes. We will be wearing our T-shirts.
Look for the Unsanctioned T-shirts. Look for the Unsanctioned sides. We'll be there.
We'll be there. We'll be in the house. Tune in to Clash of Champions or come and say what's up. Again, we'll be wearing the T-shirt, so you'll recognize us. For Unsanctioned, I'm Luis Vasquez. Follow me on Twitter, all right? at Luis Vasquez 617.
This is your boy Jay Holland. You can find me at JOCity, JAYOCITY, unless it's on Facebook at that 781 at the end.
And I'm Julio June.
Thank you all. Hit the line, Jay.
You already know, man. This is the Unsanctioned podcast. We're now being sanctioned off the airwaves.
Gotta bring the city back. Let me know we still here. Never gonna stop. Keep rolling like a wheelchair. Can't be shook. You know the wolf smell. Fed